Okay, the time is a little off because paratransit doesn't come 5:30 in the morning. It's more like something to 7, because I usually leave before Naru, but this time they came before I left, so it's just about 7. And I'm gonna fast forward this a little bit because the other camera isn't on, but as soon as they leave, the police come. You see them there. So no sooner than paratrans, I guess they were right behind them. But and he's at Omar's car. So I know I had called him because I know from the past, once they start writing, they don't usually retract the ticket. And since I've been sick and I need the hip replacements now, he's been coming over a lot, so that's me coming out, and I can barely walk. So he pulls up. I've got to get a better set of cameras. And I'm telling him, it's been going on 13 years. Nobody's bothering anybody. It's my property. I'm telling him, look, he just called the police. He will not leave me and my family alone. And he's telling me it's against the law. But if it's really against the law, do you actually believe, and there's Omar coming out, he's telling them that, that they said that the other police told us that we could park there, and they knew it was ongoing harassment. Everybody knows. So he's telling Omar that if he moves his car, he will not ticket him. And I'm like, if you're saying that how my son is parked is such a bothersome violation, then tell me how many other cars are in violation within the 39th Police District. Why don't you just go out and just cite every other car that's parked like this? But just because this one harassing man insists on using his cameras to watch and stalk people, interfere with their private lives, not allow them to live in peace, not allow them to enjoy their property, that they are going to answer that soul harassing call and come out and put a $60+ ticket on us for no other better reason than for the fact that somebody that's just a hater, that's just a harasser, just a stalker, for no better reason than to make somebody's lives miserable and unpleasant, be justified for calling. Sad. It's sad. And I can imagine how many people are going to be coming up to visit me, when things reach that level where I'll need medical intervention. Now, I'm showing him where the police had told my son that they're not going to ticket. They don't do that, and they are already aware of the situation. And the police officer tells my son, that's me, and my son, that it wasn't true. My thing again, if you ticket us, then go ticket everybody in the district. Because if we're being ticketed, then everybody should be ticketed. And nobody calls nobody except this one idiot, because the police allow this to continue. So another thing he was saying, well, get a handicap parking signs. Whether we get handicap parking signs or not has nothing to do with the fact that this idiot will not stop harassing and stalking me and my family and other people on this block, because he thinks that he owns this little mini mall where he puts poles up and puts those wooden things there that block people from coming and going. And he got them on Broad Street. He got them on this block right here, to block the entry here and to block the entry there, to block the entry here, to block the entry there. This is insane. Now you see how I'm walking. Let the pen back out. I even recall the day I had to go to the transplant after having my transplant, and it snowed really bad. We had me, Keyshawn, and Naru had to get out there, and we had to get out there and shovel. No sooner than because I had to drive downtown. No sooner than I put a cone out in the street to save the parking space, because I couldn't walk. I couldn't shovel myself into another parking space. My granddaughter calls me and tells me that Martinez called the police, and the police came and removed the cone. When I called the police and told them what happened, they told me when I come home from the doctor's visit to call the police and make a report. Because I asked them, what do you want me to do? I just had a transplant. I can't shovel nobody else's spot. I can't shovel a space on my own. And they told me, call the police and make a police report for harassment. And that was January, will be 2 years. And now this. So what you just seen was I was coming in to get my stuff so I could leave out for work, so I know that it's 7 o'clock. It's not 5:33. And Omar was coming in to get his keys to move his car. And even when I got in to put my coat on and grab my little things, keys, stuff like that, I was in so much pain I had to sit down on the edge of the chair before I could get back up and catch my breath and kind of shift the pain a little bit. And we went back out there again. You'll see us coming out shortly. And I think the police officer, he still there. And he backs up as we're coming back out. And so this is what happens 7 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning. Obviously you're watching cameras. The camera showed he wasn't out there. So we already know he got cameras on his property. He got cameras all on that mini mall. So he's watching and stalking. So now we're coming back out because the police officer is backing up. And it's a shame how this man manipulates the Philadelphia police. See, I'm coming out to go to work. It's a shame the way he manipulates the police to get the police to do his dirty work. It's terrible. It's terrible. Then he tries to kind of slander me, defame me, put out all this stuff about me. It's always hatred. It's always something very malicious. I mean, I am hurting. And I still managed to get up and go to work. So I know that we're going to be shifting the cars when other people come. Because the people on the corner, they got 3 cars. People just moved on the block, they got 2. This lady whose car is right here, her family comes up and it's no parking space. And then you got this idiot controlling the lot where nobody can park on a pavement, where nobody can park in the lot. Nobody contacts the owner to alert the owner of how this man is manipulating this community and harassing this community and creating confusion in this community. He called the police on the paramedic, and that was even when COVID was at its peak. And this paramedic that lives on the block, I mean, he was putting his life out there on the line, taking people back and forth to the hospital. And Martinez was going around calling the police on him, having him ticketed. And it doesn't make sense. So I'm leaving to go to work. Oh boy. I think I stopped to adjust my radio or whatever. And he pulls up. I know Omar pulls up on the curb beside me. There he goes. And that's when he tells me he's going to the police district. And that's the end. Or is this actually the beginning of just how can I say, harassment again at a much more malicious level, especially with the fact that I now need several operations. It's not going to happen. That's then.